Hi there, and welcome to this product review on the stem cell activating patch called the X39 from a technology company called LifeWave that was developed by the inventor and founder David Schmidt in early 2020. Now, I'm so excited to share with you this unique product that is well known for its age reversing qualities. Now, let's face it, we all want the magic pill that stops the aging process, like weight gain, wrinkles, and that darn forgetfulness that we all experience as we get older. So who am I and why am I doing this product review? Well, I'm Suzanne Roth-Paul, a certified primal health coach and the author of the Poisons in Your Pantries ebook. For the past 15 years, I've been educating and supporting others to live their best lives by adopting a healthier lifestyle. But I'm going to tell you now that nothing has come close to what I've witnessed these patches can do and in a very short time for so many chronic symptoms. And I'm here talking about it because I want you to know about it as well. Now, because believe me, when I say I suffered in silence decades ago by myself, I don't want that for you. And man, oh man, do I wish I had known about LifeWave in my early 40s when I was suffering from the worst perimenopausal symptoms ever. And P.S., I'm now 60, so that was a long time ago. Now, my hope is by the end of this review, you'll be inspired to try this incredible X39 technology yourself and share this video with anyone you know, especially if elderly. Because before we dive into my PowerPoint presentation, I'd like to share with you a story first about my elderly father and what these patches have done for his independence and his confidence these last years of life. Now, my dad, as you can see right here, is 99 years old and will be 100 this April. But he's been getting into trouble with his daughters and his caretakers lately because he keeps insisting on doing things that at his age seem impossible. We'll enter the X39 patch. Now, when dad started on these patches 3 years ago, not only was he very fragile and could barely walk, his eyesight was rapidly declining. Now, we knew he couldn't live in his home alone anymore, and he most likely was going to have to be placed into a dreaded nursing home sooner rather than later, which he was petrified of. Now, he has a couple of serious health conditions like chronic heart failure, and as I said, he's near blind with only about 30% vision on one good eye. But since I started Dad on the X39 patch 3 years ago, his heart condition and his eyesight has remained stable. Despite doctors' predictions that not only would he probably never make it to 100, he'd definitely be blind by now. Now, the doctors are shocked, and we are too, but not surprised. We're shocked too, but we're not surprised by the power of this patch. Now, of course, my sisters and I lovingly blame it all on these patches because there simply isn't any other way to explain what he's been up to recently. Now, remember, just 3 years ago at age 97, he could barely walk and see. Now, my sister was visiting recently and had to mow the lawn and haul some dirt on his big property when she noticed that the blade on his riding lawnmower wasn't working. Now, after several attempts by others to get the blade off with no luck, Dad insisted on trying it himself. Now, you have to understand that he can't get up and down on his own. Well, that didn't go very well for my tenacious father when he was told that he couldn't do it. And immediately he kind of threw a little temper tantrum. He upset the apple cart, so to speak. And basically 3 people had to lower him down onto the ground, this very hard ground, by his tractor and then lift him up again so that he could try to wrestle this blade off himself. Now, of course, it didn't come off, but for Dad, it didn't matter. He was able to do what he wanted to do. And, this was a big thing for him. And obviously it caused a lot of issues. It caused a lot of issues with the caretakers in the family that he basically was able to do this. Now, shortly after the blade was repaired, Dad got on the lawnmower and decided to move some dirt. So why not? He got down on the ground and got back up and is able to get on the tractor. So anyway, it was just really quite funny that's how I ended up with these pictures because my sister could not believe what they were experiencing with Dad. Now, I tell you this story because the X39 really has reversed Dad's symptoms enough that he's been able to do these things at his age that he'd never been able to do if he didn't have these patches. They truly have reversed his age by activating his dormant stem cells and allowing him to reach his goals of living a longer, healthier life. And it's why I'm so grateful to David Schmidt for his incredible technology and the tireless work that he does to bring his gifts to the world. LifeWave has truly extended my father's life. All right, so now let's get started on my PowerPoint presentation and explain why this X39 patch is so darn necessary for your good health. Okay, have you been patched yet? Well, if you haven't, what's stopping you after what you just witnessed with my 99-year-old father? Because these patches elevate, activate, and regenerate your own stem cells just by simply wearing this patch. Now you can see here on this image, there's a woman that's got a patch on the back of her neck that is one of our standard locations for placing the X39 because it's a good location for circulation and for immune support. Now, I have a patch right here, and I'm going to stick it on my forehead because I've had a stressful evening, didn't sleep very well, and this patch calms my nervous system. Okay, so what's going to happen when you put this patch on? Well, you're going to elevate, activate, and regenerate your own stem cells. Now, you're going to experience a level of health and vitality that you have not experienced since your youth. Now, imagine having no pain, sleeping through the night, and having more energy simply by reversing your age. It's that incredible. All right. Now, did you know that stem cell activity declines with age? Well, I'm going to tell you, I didn't know this either until I started with LifeWave. And boy, have I learned a lot about the power of your stem cell. I mean, literally, this is what causes age reversal and causes age decline is the condition of your stem cells. Now, the fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower you heal. Now, hundreds of millions of people are experiencing symptoms of aging every day, like we all are. So if you're a human and you're obviously, a person, we all are aging, and why this X39 can be so powerful for you starting today. Who wants to age, and who wants to age and decline rapidly like so many elderly are doing today? Now, here's a quote from David Schmidt about these patches. Now, as we age, the stem cells in our body become less and less effective. By age 60, the stem cells in our body show very little activity, becoming slower and releasing less of the growth factors that are needed to repair our body. By the time we are in our mid-70s, we are showing almost no stem cell activity at all. And this is why older people have a difficult time healing from injury. Now, I also want to mention, because I'm a health coach, that we also know that the other reason we age so rapidly is because of toxins in our bodies. So from foods that we eat, from the chemicals in our air that we breathe, to the water we drink, all of these factors impact the quality of your stem cells. So when the cells are plugged up or polluted, they can't perform properly. And that's where you get rapid age decline. So I want to mention here about, the fact that these patches, they are not curing or solving any, particular condition or disease. What they're doing is simply activating, like a messenger, your own stem cells. So here's a disclaimer about LifeWave products. They are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. And as with trying any new product, you always want to consult with a physician and or qualified healthcare provider before embarking on a new treatment, product use, diet, or fitness program. Okay, so now let's talk about how this amazing technology works, and this X39 can help you. Now, the X39, as you can see on my forehead here, is made of organic crystals and comes in a little patch that you apply to different parts of your body. Now, the X39 elevates this peptide called the GHKCU for activating your stem cells. Now, this particular type of peptide is considered the holy grail of age reversing. It's really the most powerful thing you can have in your body for keeping your body healthy and well. Now, this copper peptide is also a protein that we need in order to keep our cells healthy. Also, this X39 has been clinically proven to enhance overall health and vitality. Now, you can see that with my father, the experience with him, from 97 to 100, he's actually doing better than he did 3 years ago. I mean, that is in itself powerful to comprehend. And on the bottom here of the slide, there's a National Institute of Health, which is a government website that talks all about the benefits of this copper peptide called the GHKCU. And it goes on for pages what the power is of this particular stem cell that, or copper peptide that activates your stem cells and why it's so important for good health. Here's some of the things. It stimulates blood vessel and nerve outgrowth and increases collagen and elastin. It's great for visible anti-aging issues like your skin and hair and nails and things of that nature that we automatically see as we get older. GHK's ability to improve it has the ability to improve tissue repair as demonstrated for skin, lung, connective tissue, bony tissue, liver, and stomach lining. And those were really big things for me because when I started on the X39, I had a wrecked stomach, we call it leaky gut, and my liver was taxed with overburdened toxins. So not only did I take a little bit longer to show results of this patch when I started wearing it, it was because it was repairing inside my body, my liver lining and my stomach lining, which was imperative in order for me to start seeing benefits on the outside. Now, GHK, excuse me, GHK has been found to possess powerful cell productive actions, excuse me, such as multiple and anti-cancer activities and anti-inflammatory actions, which is really big for all of us with chronic inflammation, as well as having anti-anxiety, anti-pain, and anti-aggression activities. So this little patch is pretty powerful in what it's doing for your body simply by activating your own ability to heal. And there's nothing quite like it on the market either. And I just want to mention that there are other stem cell therapies, and you've probably heard them. There's dangerous injections that can literally be harmful and even lead to death. Some of them don't work, and they're super expensive. And this is harmless. This patch does not, when you put it on, it's non-transdermal, which means it does not go into the skin, and it's perfectly safe for anybody taking medications and supplements and that sort. You don't need to worry about that. And it's affordable. It's less than a cup of coffee a day to wear a patch like this. And you cannot put a value on the benefits or a price on the value that these benefits are doing by wearing this patch. Okay, so now we want to talk about the amazing man who is behind this product. Now, his name is David Schmidt. He's our inventor and founder and CEO, and I mentioned him earlier. He has over 130 U.S. patents. He's a scientist, and he loves to be called an inventor because that's what he's been doing since he was a young child. And he's a two-time recipient of the Advanced Technology Award from the International Hall of Fame. So he's very, very well respected in this industry, and we're very proud to be part of a team that has a founder such as David. Now, how did Lifeway first begin? Well, the original idea came from his work developing survival equipment. Now, he was trying to create ways to help the Navy SEAL crew members of a mini sub stay awake for 30 hours without the need for drugs. So he started looking into natural ways to increase energy in the body without harmful chemicals or medications. Now, that investigation turned into 3 years of research, which culminated with the first Lifeway prototype called the Energy Enhancer Patch. Now, that patch in and of itself, I could talk about for hours about the benefits of that powerful patch, and used in conjunction with the X39, it's even more powerful. So before I hop to the next slide, I want to mention that David is an inventor, as I'd mentioned, and he's always coming up with amazing new products and always being, creative about what he can do to improve our health. And he's just come out with a new aloe vera eye cream that he's actually been able to harness this amazing copper peptide and put it into this cream. So not only is it going to be activating those stem cells, can you imagine what it's going to be doing for your skin, for wrinkles and brown spots and rough spots and anything on your face that you obviously don't like? You can put this cream on, and I'm pretty sure it's going to do amazing wonders for it. So just keep that in mind, that David has invented this new product, and it's available today. Okay, so The next slide we want to talk about is this gentleman right here. Now, his name is Richard Quick, and in 2004, David had the good fortune of meeting him. Now, he is a United States Olympic swim coach, and he's won 7 NCAA titles and developed 35 NCAA championships. So this man is pretty powerful in the world of professional athletes. Now, just three weeks after providing the patches to this Stanford University team, 6 of his 8 members broke their personal lifetime records. And that was using these energy patches. And it was amazing to be able to see David's first patch do what he'd hoped it was doing, which was helping revitalize and to help these athletes or anybody that is in fitness or in general have more energy naturally and safely. Now, shortly after, the Stanford team members were spotted wearing LifeWave patches during the Olympic swimming trials, propelling LifeWave into the national media spotlight. Now, as a result, over 1,000 people came forward to become LifeWave brand partners. And just want to mention that, any of these Olympians, they're not allowed to use drugs or stimulants. And that was what was so incredible about launching LifeWave and really proving that this patch works safely and harmlessly when these Olympians were able to wear it and benefit from it and not have to be considered an illegal substance of any sort. Okay, so in November of 2004, this was when LifeWave launched itself as a direct sales company. And David attributes a lot of this success to Richard Quick because of his trust in his vision and trust in using this product. Now, sales in the first month of business exceeded well over $500,000. And that's 20 years ago. It's pretty amazing that this is a company still doing well and still going strong. And it's great for brand partners because we know that David just developed the X39 in 2020. And this is definitely, we're going to be hearing more from him on new things that he's producing about age reversing and keeping us healthy and strong as we march into our futures. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the science backed technology regarding this product. Now, of course, it is very unique in what it does. Now, it's exclusively protected by multiple patents. And you'll see here on this right side of the screen, this is the actual patent for the X39 that was approved in 2020. And what I love about it as a health coach is that it's actually doing what it says it's doing. It's been proven, the science is behind it, that this X39 literally activates your own stem cells naturally and harmlessly. And for someone like myself, again, who doesn't use products or anything that is invasive or harmful, this was a natural for me. And I'm using it obviously on all my clients as this wellness advocate, but I'm also talking and introducing it to doctors. So this science here and this information backing this product is really critical for someone like myself and for the amount of doctors that are using these products. Now, it also has over 80 research and clinical studies, independent researchers and universities, as well as medical and scientific experts support and are behind this product. Now, one of the things that David had to do on the bottom left of the screen was he'd had to do a test, some scanning on, which is a scalp topography map, which is a brain scan, so to speak, on an elderly woman that was 77 years old to prove the power of this patch. Now, on the bottom left, you'll see a lot of red and yellow in this image, which is indicative of inflammation and congestion and stress on the brain. So once she wore the patch for 3 weeks, you'll start to see the red and the yellow, which is indicative of inflammation, start to reduce considerably. Matter of fact, you don't even see the red in there anymore. And by the time the 6 weeks came around, this was so incredible for this woman because we also know that I'm sure cognition was much better and brain clarity and function and focus because the inflammation was reduced almost to nothing. And yeah, that's to prove the power of the patch. Now, David was asked asked to consider maybe he wanted a younger subject for this test just to make sure it worked. And because of elderly being, well, it's going to be a little harder to reverse someone that's already in a senior and has already lost all their stem cell activation. Well, he said, no way, I'm going to do it this way because I wanted to prove just how powerful this patch works and can help brain and support the brain, which is so important today with all the mental health issues, the anxiety and the stress that we all live with. Most of us are beyond thrilled that we have so much more good health with our brain just by wearing this X39 patch every day. Some people experience energy, focus, clarity from the first day. Others, it takes a little longer, but generally speaking, it's doing its work, even if you don't notice it. All right. So what are the many benefits of this patch? So I'd like to talk about, I could spend quite a bit of time going down each one of these bullets about the different benefits that you can see from wearing this patch, because I've personally experienced just about everyone here. But I also want to mention here before I get into that there's two placements on the top of the screen here about where these patches can be worn. And again, this is what I call, the X39 is what I call the multivitamin of patches, because every day we will wear these patches either in the spot behind the neck or below the belly button. And that's just key meridian points that again help the energy flow in your body, because these are made of, this is all about energy. Our bodies are made of energy, and keeping that circulation in your spine and below your belly button is really key for your immune support and for inflammation busting. So that's why those patches are placed there. But you can put them anywhere on the body, and especially for pain. The X39 is miraculous for pain in your back and your knees, any sort of chronic issues that you've had. A lot of people put the patch on and immediately see results. And they don't have to be put on your skin either. You can wear them over your clothing. They can even be put on cast if somebody's broken an arm or a leg. And I'll share a story in a minute about that, about what my dad had to do. My 99-year-old dad still having things happen miraculously with the patches. Okay, so excuse me, you will experience a level of pain relief like you've never experienced before. And I can attest to that for myself and many of my clients, and reduced inflammation. So those two things go hand in hand when you have an injury. Now, my dad, my sweet dad, about a year ago, slammed his finger caught his finger in the back of his trunk of his car. He literally slammed his finger. So there was panic and mayhem, of course, getting his finger out, and he had broken some skin. So he needed to go to the emergency room to have some stitches. And he was experiencing, obviously, a little bit of trauma and some pain. So they texted me and said, Suzanne, what do we do? How do we use the patches? So they cleaned the wound, they got some gauze around it, and they had to take him to the emergency room. But I said, put those patches all around his finger and get them on top of the gauze or wherever you can as close to the injury. And when they got to the emergency room, they stitched him up. And then they said, we'll see you in 5 days to remove the stitches. Well, by that point, Dad was already feeling pretty calm and his finger was not in any pain. And I think it was day 2. It could have been day 2, maybe 3. He said, take this darn thing off. He said, it's irritating me. And they took the gauze, everything off after wearing the patches for a good 48 hours. And the finger had literally healed. So that's how rapid this happens. I'm not kidding. I could tell you more stories about that, but trust in the fact that it's that quick and activating for injuries, because, it's kind of like red alert when something happens, and it's activating those stem cells to get in there and start the healing process and the pain reduction. It helps sports wound healing, which is, again, same thing as what I was just talking about. A lot of people use it for wound healing. You're going to experience an inner level of energy and vitality that you've never experienced before, like you saw earlier with this woman, and you see with my father. I mean, he's reversed aged. I mean, he's better conditioned at almost 100 than he was at 97. You'll experience mental clarity, which is we saw in the brain scan of this elderly woman, because it helps with reducing PTSD and symptoms that mental health issues, that ADD. People using it all the time for mood issues. Oh my goodness. So I have so many clients who, when we're not feeling well, including myself, we just put a patch on. And also I have this patch on my forehead, which is really, really good for calming the nervous system. Any patch on your head is going to help calm your nervous system. Now, it also enhances sports performance, faster recovery from exercise, which is really great for my family because we're very active family. And the best, of course, is improved skin and hair appearance. And I haven't talked about hair, but after 6 months, that was my biggest aha moment that I knew this patch was working because it was doing so much work on the inside. I didn't really see a lot of results as quickly, but my hair has never been longer. I've never worn my hair this long before, and it's been 5 years now. And certainly more, luscious and thick and full and just overall good health. And my skin. That's another big one is I've had really good improvement in the quality of my skin, and people notice. They are really surprised to see that I'm 60 years old. All right, so now the next slide, we're going to talk about what to expect when wearing the LifeWave X39 on the inside, because we just talked about the benefits that you literally can see on the outside with injuries and recovering from soreness and by putting this patch on. Well, this particular patch is so amazing because the first few days it can reset 4,000 genes in your body. Now, what's so important about that is our genes are so incredible. They're responsible for how your body functions and performs. Well, here you go. You got 4,000 of these set so that you can perform and live better. Now, within 6 weeks, the brain becomes more balanced. We talked about that before already. Decreased symptoms of PTSD, anxiety, and depression. Oh my goodness. Again, this is really helpful in the world of mental health issues today. We're able to help people really reverse some of their chronic issues that they have around their mental health issues. And especially right now when everybody's so anxious and we've got so much going on in the world that just keeps us at high strung. And I can't recommend these patches enough for preventing that and helping calm the nervous system. Now, within 3 months, your collagen is increased by decreasing wrinkles, the hair growth, like I spoke about, increased structural integrity of both your skeletal and muscular systems. Now, I do want to mention something funny about my dad. He still has hair on his head, bless his heart. He's got enough there that he has to get a haircut regularly. And he said to me one day, "Why is my hair growing so fast? I just had a haircut and I have to go back and get another one." So here he is again at almost 100 years old, and it's generating hair growth on his head. I mean, amazing. Now, within 6 months, this patch can reverse the age of your heart. So think about that for a minute. Reverse the age of your heart. My goodness, that is substantial. Again, in recent studies, a recent study, 14 out of 15 people lowered their vascular age by an average of 8 years just by using this X39 for 6 months. I mean, whoa. We know that to be true because I'm watching my father with chronic health issues, chronic heart disease, that it's really kind of stalled any issues that they had predicted he would need. Obviously, they at one point wanted him to have a stent in his heart, and we said, no way. And we had him on the patches, and they thought I was crazy, but it was like, okay, well, you know what you're talking about, because he's certainly been fine without surgery, and his heart has been stabilized. So David likes to mention that, we do talk a lot about anti-aging in this industry, but he actually calls it age reversing because this really is giving you, for every day that you wear it, we like to say you get an extra day on the other end. So do the math on that. If you're on it for 3 years, which I have been, I'm reversing age. And I like to tease my husband, if he doesn't keep wearing these, he's going to be married to a much younger woman pretty soon. Doesn't really like to hear that, but so anyway. So yeah, now that we're at the end of the presentation, I really do appreciate you staying with me to the end. And I hope you reach out to whoever invited you here to learn more about this technology and get started wearing this X39 patch yourself and witness its power. Now, if you've come across this video and I am your source, go ahead and reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you. I'm on Instagram at Your Wellness Designer, and you can check out my new website called thesecretstoroadianthealth.com, or Google Suzanne Roth-Paul. You'll find me. Now, my team also has a wonderful website called Your Team in Motion that is full of information about LifeWave and its many patches. And check back often, as we're usually adding testimonials and more information that is of value. Now, if you're part of my community, the LifeWave community already, please keep joining me on Thursdays at noon, where I'll go live for more LifeWave presentations and stories like I've told today. And if you want to be part of our community or just know more about what I offer as a health coach, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'd love to meet you. Just remember, you're never too old to start living the life you dreamed, and what's stopping you from getting started today? Bye for now.